Speed is the rate at which an object moves. Speed is applied most of the time. For example, when we are in a race, we are expected to run faster. When our parents drive, we ask them to drive at a slower speed to ensure safety. Hello children, how are you feeling today? I'm Elaine and thank you for watching iTTV. Let me tell you a secret. Shh. Today, when I was driving to work, I got a speed ticket from the policeman. Why? I was only driving at a mere 70 kilometers per hour. But too bad. There was a sign saying only 60 kilometers per hour. That's how I got my speed ticket. Children, today we are going to learn about speed. Welcome back! Boys and girls, do you know that any objects, any at all, anything which moves has speed? Be it a walking person, a running athlete, a moving car, or a running cheetah. We say that a hare can move faster than a tortoise. The hare moves at a greater speed than the tortoise. Speed is a measurement of how fast or how slow an object moves. An object which moves faster travels a longer distance in a given time. Let me explain this statement to you. Well, we have a running track here. Two person. We name him Ali and Susie. So, we know that a person who has a faster speed runs a longer distance at a given time. So, we give them 1 minute. How far can Ali run in a minute and how far can Susie run in a minute? After a minute, Ali reaches 30 meters, whereas Susie only reaches 25 meters. Who do you think has a faster speed or who runs faster? The answer is Ali, because Ali runs a longer distance in a given time. Now, let's take a look at the next statement. An object which moves faster takes a shorter time to travel a given distance. For an example, to run a distance of 50 meters, Ali took 1 minute to run a distance of 50 meters, whereas Susie have to take 1.5 minutes to run a distance of 50 meters. Who do you think runs faster? Of course, it is Ali because he runs a given distance with a shorter time, 1 minute. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you how to calculate speed. We can calculate speed if we know the distance traveled and the time taken. Boys and girls, it's time to take out your science journal and jot this really important formula down. Are you ready? Okay. Now we have this formula: distance, speed, and time. In order to calculate speed, speed equals to distance over time. Remember this, distance, speed, and time, right? So if you want to calculate speed, just cover this speed. So speed equals distance over time. However, if you want to calculate distance, how do you think we should do? Simple, right? We just cover this, distance. So distance equals speed times or multiplied by time. So what do we do if we are asked to calculate the time taken? It's easy, right? Just cover the time. So we know now, time equals distance over speed. Again, children, Speed. Cover speed. Speed equals distance over time. Distance. Distance equals speed multiplied by time. And time equals distance over speed. So what is the units used when we are asked to calculate speed? Let's take a look. The metric units for speed is centimeter per second, meter per second, or kilometer per hour. It all depends on what the question wants. Now children, I have a question for you. Let's do this together. It says, a car moves a distance of 320 kilometers in 4 hours. What is its speed? How do we calculate this? Let me show you on the board. We know that speed equals distance over time, right? The question asked, a car moves a distance of 320 kilometers. So we know the distance is 320 kilometers. The car moves a distance of 320 kilometers in 4 hours. 4 hours is the time. So it is very easy to calculate the speed. Just follow the formula. Speed equals distance. What is the distance, boys and girls? It is 320 km. And from here, we know time is 4 hours. Simple maths here. 320 divided by 4 equals, cut 80 and make this to 1. So the speed equals 80 kilometers per hour. Simple, isn't it? Now we shall move on to the second question. Okay, the question says, Susie runs 200 meters in 20 seconds. How fast does she run? It asks, how fast? When they ask you how fast or how slow, they want you to find the answer for speed. What is Susie's speed? Now, I'm going to teach you how to solve this question on the board. Like just now again, we know that speed equals distance over time. Remember this, children, because this is a very important formula. The question says Susie runs 200 meters. So what is the distance? Distance is 200 meters. She runs 200 meters in how many seconds? Yes, 20 seconds. So the time is 20 seconds. As simple as ABC. To calculate speed, what is the distance? 200 meters divided by time. What is the time? Yes, 20 seconds. Let's do a simple division. Just cut the 0 and cut the 0. 2 divided by 2, we get 1. 20 divided by 2? Yes, 10. So what is the answer, children? We know that the speed is 10. What is the unit? Look, this is meter. So meter over seconds. We have just answered how fast Suji runs. She runs at a speed of 10 meters per second. Now, let's do a really simple experiment. Take out your science journal and we are going to do the experiment on the speeding ants. The speeding ants. Now, you have to work in groups of 3. Capture 2 ants from anywhere into separate containers and label them ant A and ant B. Next, place a manila cardboard on the floor. When the timekeeper blows the whistle, each member releases its ant A and ant B for 60 seconds. Then, trill each path of the ants with a colored pencil of different colors. After 60 seconds, the timekeeper blows the whistle again. Next, measure the distance traveled by placing the thread on a ruler. Then, record the distance in the table as shown. I will show you the table later. But first, let me teach you how to measure the path, the distance of the trail of the ants. This is the trail that I've gotten for ant A and ant B. Then, get a thread and stick it on the board like this. Follow the trail of the ant, children. And once you reach the ant, stop. So, we know that this is the length of the trail of the ant A. Then we measure it using a wooden ruler. Place the thread and just easily measure the thread. Well, I've done my experiment myself and I hope you do it by yourself too at home. So, after that, we will record the distance onto this table. Copy this table down. Okay, for ant A, it traveled 120 centimeters in 60 seconds. And for ant B, in 60 seconds, it traveled a distance of 100 centimeters. The question asks, which is the fastest ant? Well, boys and girls, you can actually choose whether to calculate the speed or you can actually just see it easily from this table. We know that a faster object travels a longer distance in a given time. So the time is kept the same. Both ants, ant A and ant B, is given 60 seconds to travel. However, ant A has traveled a distance of 120 centimeters in 60 seconds, whereas ant B travels 100 centimeters only in 60 seconds. So who travels a longer distance? Is it ant A and ant B in 60 seconds? Well, the answer is obvious, ain't it? It is ant A. So ant A is the fastest ant. Let's do the next question together, children. Here, your question. Let's have a close look at this table. Rana, Ahmad, Chiming, and Mutu. There are 3 runners. They run the same distance of 100 meters. Can you see? Ahmad runs 100 meters, Chiming runs 100 meters, and Mutu also runs 100 meters. They all run the same distance. However, the time taken for these 3 runners to run the same distance are different. Look, Ahmad took 12.5 seconds to run 100 meters, whereas Chiming, however, he took 11 seconds to run 100 meters, and Mutu take 12 seconds to run 100 meters. So the question asks, who is the fastest? From just now we know that a faster runner runs a given distance in a shorter time, right? Okay, so who is the fastest runner? Who take the least time to run 100 meters? It's obvious. Who? Is it Ahmad? No, he took 12.5 seconds. Chiming, 11 seconds, or Mutu, 12 seconds. The answer is Chiming. Qiming took only 11 seconds to run 100 meters. So obviously, Qiming is the fastest runner. So who is the slowest runner? Okay, of course, the slowest runner have to take a longer time to run the same distance like the others, right? So who took the longer time to run 100 meters? The answer is Ahmad. Yes, he took 12.5 seconds to run 100 meters. Now, children, do you already know how to calculate speed? Yes, you have to remember the little triangle I've given you just now. It's time for us to do some exercise and I hope you can answer them well. Question number 1. A woman took 30 seconds to push a trolley over 30 meters. Calculate the speed of the trolley. Is the answer A, 1 meter per second, or B, 2 meters per second, C, 3 meters per second, or D, 6 meters per second? Do you know how to calculate? Here is the solution for you. The distance is 30 meters and the given time is 30 seconds. So in order to calculate speed, speed equals distance over time. The distance, 30 meters, divided by 30 seconds. So the answer is A, 1 meter per second. We'll move on to question number 2. Nizam drives at an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour. How far can he drive in 90 minutes? A, 900 kilometers, B, 90 kilometers, C, 150 kilometers, or D, 15 kilometers. Remember, children, that golden formula I've given you, distance over speed, then you have time, right? So this question asks, how far? They require the distance. So what is the formula when you need to count distance? Let's take a look. The solution. Speed is 100 kilometers per hour, whereas the time given was 90 minutes. 90 minutes also equals 1.5 hours. To calculate distance, we know that distance equals speed multiplied by time. So it equals 100 multiplied by 1.5 hour. So the answer is 150 kilometers. The answer is C. Okay, children, I hope you can calculate distance now. Now let's move on to question number 3. Mr. Wong drives a distance of 120 kilometers to his office every morning. He leaves his house at 8 a.m. and reaches his office at 9:30 a.m. What is the average driving speed of Mr. Wong? Take a close look, children. We are given distance of 120 kilometers. Write that down. What about the time? Are we given the time to travel 120 kilometers? Yes, he leaves at 8 and reaches at 9:30. So, how long did he take to travel 120 kilometers? 9:30 minus 8 a.m. we get 1.5 hour. So the distance is 120 kilometers and the time required was 1.5 hours. So how do we calculate? What is the average driving speed of Mr. Wong? A, 70 km per hour, B, 80 kilometers per hour, C, 90 kilometers per hour, or is it D, 120 kilometers per hour? Here is your solution. So speed equals distance over time. Just put in 120 kilometers as your distance and divide it by 1.5 hours. And the answer is 80 kilometers per hour. Easy, isn't it, children? Now, we have come to the vocabulary section. Distance is jarak. Faster, lebih laju. Further, lebih jauh. Moving, bergerak. Slower, lebih perlahan. Speed, kelajuan. Time, masa. Okay, we have finished the vocabulary section. Now, to let you know more about some other things, right? We are going to the trivia part. Boys and girls, do you know that the world's fastest wheeled train travels at a speed of 574.8 kilometers per hour? Wow, that is fast. Let's look at a bird. Do you know what the world's fastest bird is? The answer is peregrine falcon with an amazing speed of 390 kilometers per hour. Now, children, that is a really amazing speed, 390 kilometers per hour. Even us, when we are driving in the highways, we will not reach 390 kilometers per hour. Imagine the number of summons you will get if you drive at such a fast speed. However, do you remember how to calculate speed and distance and time when given the question? I hope you do remember. Okay, children, when you see speed signs, remember to follow the speed limits. When your mother is driving faster than the speed limit, remember to slow her down. Okay, thank you for watching ITTV and I hope you had an enjoyable time. Bye-bye!